of the NFL Stock Exchange podcast. I'm Trevor Sikkema. That is Connor Rogers. Joining you guys on a mock draft Monday. Once again, we won't be expansion drafting this Monday, but I promise you guys it will be just as fun. Took last Thursday off, so it's been a week since you guys have heard our voice. Hopefully you guys didn't forget about us, but we have a very fun topic for you here today. We are mock drafting once again, and we are putting our scouting hats back on because Connor and I are drafting starting 22-man rosters using only the 2020, 2021, and 2022 drafts. We've got to draft one player from every round of each of those three drafts. So 7 times 3, Connor, it gets us to 21. I don't know what we're going to do with the extra player. I don't know where we're going to pull that from.
I was wondering out loud. When you said that to me, I was like, what do we do?
We didn't establish that in the pre-show. Maybe we could just have a full, like deuces are wild at the very end of the draft. After you have filled out your entire roster, then you get to once again pick from any of these three drafts, any round, and just make the team a little bit sweeter with the cherry on top. How does that sound?
I think that's fair. We'll see how it goes. Somebody's going to end up, or we might both end up with our best players from that pick or something, because there's so much strategy at hand here, but that works for me.
Yeah, you've got to. I am very curious because Ben Solak and I did an exercise very similar to this last year, but the strategy behind it, where do you go here? Do you pick the premium players that have already established themselves in the NFL to make your team look better? Do you go with players in the later rounds because you know it's more scarce there? Right. So
depends on the round.
We're not sure yet. We're not exactly sure what either. We have not discussed this at all whatsoever. Neither of us.
No.
We haven't talked about strategy. We're not sharing a cheat sheet, nothing like that. So I could throw a curveball at you. You could throw a curveball at me. The possibilities are endless for this format here.
Yeah, they really are. I think that, I made a little cheat sheet here. I didn't get nearly in the weeds as we did for the expansion draft because we built that up as a 2-week series. But this one, I have names for every round. And there's a few rounds I circled where I'm like, man, if I open the show, I'm not opening the show with a household name people are going to be really excited about. It's more strategy that, man, this, Trevor, the number one thing I always take away when we do these exercises is that a lot of guys don't make it in the NFL. It's crazy when you go back to 2020, the NFL draft, the COVID NFL draft, when everybody was home. That does not feel like it was that long ago. And when you go through the rounds, you're like, man, some rounds have 2 NFL players that we would consider taking. So it's sad to say that, but it goes to show you as we evaluate over 300 players a year that the hit rate is so significantly low. And this is a little friendly reminder of that.
It is funny because you and I just got done with the 2022 NFL draft, right? And we're very excited about that. We talked about hauls for every single team in the weeks that followed that draft. And you and I, because we scouted all these guys, we're sitting here talking about guys in like the 5th, 6th, 7th round. And we're like, oh, I'm really excited about this player. Yep. Statistics show that they're probably not going to make it in the NFL. That's just the way that it is.
It's the reality. And it goes to show you that even this exercise, it just goes to show you why teams don't value day 3 picks the way you'd expect anymore, because the hit rate of finding a starting caliber player, I'm not saying all-pro, Pro Bowl, above average, good. I'm saying a starting caliber player is so significantly low, and this is going to be a little bit of a challenge with us. I'm curious, people listening, if you want to follow along, the best way I did it, Trevor, and I'd be curious now, you did it, I had every single draft open on Pro Football Reference, wrote out a little tab on a note sheet for all 3 years with every single round. And if a player was worth anything, I wrote him down. And then you go back and look at it and you go, man, there's certain rounds that, if I don't beat Trevor to that pick, I'm going to have a player on my team that probably shouldn't be starting. That's just the reality.
Yep. You say that teams don't value 3rd-round picks. Obviously, except for the New England Patriots, who took a day 3 pick at number 29 overall this past year.
Oh, God, zing!
I had to get the shot in. At the beginning of the show. So here's the $1 million question, my friend: you picking first, or are you picking second? Because it's a snake draft format, so you go back to back. So you get 2 and 3. You get to set the tone. You might get to steal a couple of players there, or do you want that guy number 1 overall? What do you want? You want the back?
I'll give you the floor. I will give you the floor because I do have a strategy for each. I'm not chomping at the bit where if I don't get one, I'll quit the show right now or the other. They're neither, honestly, neither are particularly exciting, but I would call them rather necessary. So I will give you the floor to choose here.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go first here.
And I'm more curious. Yeah, I want you to go first because I'm more curious how you're going to kick this thing off.
There are two players that I had in mind for a potential number one overall. One is very flashy.
Okay.
The other one is not at all.
Okay.
And I'm going with the not at all one.
Okay. Can I guess?
Yes, you can guess.
Is it from the 2021 draft?
No.
Okay, then I'm not going to go further because I don't want to give anything away.
Okay. Who are you? Hold on. I have my cheat sheet on my phone. Who are you picking from?
I'm not picking from the 2021 draft, but I was trying to get inside your brain and think if that's what you were doing, but I was wrong.
No.
See, we might have been starting with the same exact thing. I was going to start with 2020 if I had the first pick.
I'm taking Michael Onwenu, the interior offensive lineman in the 6th round of the 2020
great pick.
The 2020 NFL draft. And look, man, I wanted to start this draft off, go a little bit more flashy, and when we named the player that I was thinking, I will explain that it was between these two guys. But you look at this 6th round of the 2020 NFL draft. I mean, Michael Onwenu has had some really nice years for the Patriots. I know last year wasn't as good, but he's had some really nice years. You know that he is a solidified can-start interior offensive lineman in the NFL. Who else we got? Khalil Davis, who I like, but he hasn't proven anything. I like Jonathan Pennicini coming in. I like Antoine Brooks coming in, but neither of those guys have done much. Quez Watkins, I guess. The list just gets extremely small after that, and there's nobody. The scarcity of the 6th round in 2020 was so severe that I had to go with Michael Onwenu. So we're starting this draft off. We're kicking it off. I'm going on Onwenu to help out my interior offensive line.
So I will get back there, that pick. Obviously, I'm going to wait a while because you already did it. There are two players that you didn't name that are they're okay. They're good enough to draft. So okay. I'm not you're right though. It's one of the thinner ones. It was one that I considered starting with in this situation, but I would have went this way instead. I'm going to kick things off in the same year, the same draft year, in round 5, one round before. I'm going to take Darnell Mooney here.
Ooh, all right,
yeah.
Okay.
So Mooney brings some rare value being a 5th round wide receiver that already has a 1,000-yard season under his belt. And I feel like that gives my offense a bit of a vertical threat here. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I love Mooney the player and all those things I said, they're nice. You're going to be put to the challenge in that round after that. And there's options, but I just didn't see a player of Mooney's caliber even close in that area.
There is one other player in that round that I thought about, but Mooney was one of those that definitely stands out.
Yes.
There's definitely a scarcity within that round. He wasn't who I was going to pick within, I think, my first, I will say, 3 or 4 picks, but he was somebody who you can definitely get a steal. This is a really fantastic player that you're getting on day 3. And that's kind of what this name of the game is all about here. Hopefully people aren't thinking that we're starting too boring here, going with Michael Onwenu and Darnell Mooney to start.
This is how it goes, man.
Draft. But look, I'm trying to get the best of you. I gotta think about what you're doing, and we got to go after some scarcity here. So you go Darnell Mooney to start here. Who's the next person you're going?
That's right. I get the snake.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
So you get another one here.
That's kind of nice. Man, it gets really tricky. It gets really, really tricky.
Just comes down to where you want to make your strategy here, right?
Yeah. So I am going to go back. It's really tough. I'm going to go back to wide receiver again.
Ooh.
Because once again, I'm trying to get value. Okay. I'm going to look at the 2021 NFL draft. And there's some good players in this round, but this guy stood out to me. I'm going to take Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh,
in round 4.
Yeah, there it is.
So those were positions where, listen, there's a ton of good wide receivers in the last 3 drafts. I get that. And plenty of them are honestly better than these 2 guys. As much as Mooney and Brown are 2 of the younger, more exciting value picks there. Once again, to remind the audience listening, this is about knocking out these rounds where you're trying to get the best possible player that are significantly better than other players. So I have 2 of my 3 wide receivers in Darnell Mooney and Amon-Ra St. Brown, both day 3 picks from their drafts.
I think with my next 2 picks, I'm going to go 2 guys to cover you. I know at least my next pick here from the 2021 NFL draft, 5th round. We're going cornerback Nate Hobbs. Okay, this is a slot corner from the Las Vegas Raiders. Played really, really well last year in his rookie season.
It's funny because I'm taking the same exact position in the same exact round in the same exact draft.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
Wait, okay, so like now I can guess.
I mean, I could spoil it because I'm gonna take him for a while, but you can guess. He played really well last year as well and was a rookie starter from the 5th round in the slot all year.
Was it? Is it Lenore from the Niners?
No, it is Michael Carter from the Jets.
What? Did I totally miss Michael Carter? Oh, yeah, there he is.
You might have because they took a Michael Carter the round before that.
No, he's right there. He's right there. I'm okay. I'm good with my Hobbs pick.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do that one early. Hobbs is a really good player.
Yeah, Hobbs.
I had a backup plan, though, in that round.
Damn, so you would have been okay with that. That's good. This is where it's kind of tricky for me. Nate Hobbs, I feel like I didn't say too much about him. Played over 700 snaps as a rookie in the slot, which, I mean, dude, if people say, I've had former players say this when I've talked to them. Y'all have heard me say it on the show before. If you're starting at corner as a rookie, it's like trying to drink water through a fire hose. You were just taking so much on at one time. It's hard not to drown, if you will. There's so much information, so much experience, so many different wide receivers, so many different offenses that you have to go up against as a rookie corner. So not only is the speed of the game, the strength of the game, the size of the game, all of that is above a level that you were playing at in college. There's so many other things that you're trying to take into account. Now put that in the slot when you don't even have the sideline to like help you as an added defender. It's 2-way goes every single receiver you play. And we've seen in the modern NFL, sometimes wide receiver 1s on the other team. We've seen guys like Mike Evans, Julio Jones, those kinds of players play from the slot. And you're going to tell me a rookie slot cornerback is going to have to guard those guys and play well? Well, I think Nate Hobbs really did. He had a really nice PFF grade last year playing so many snaps. So had to make the Nate Hobbs pick there. Next selection I'm going with, and going back to the 2020 NFL draft, 7th round, we're going safety Cam Curl here. I feel like Cam Curl was the biggest standout of that group. So got to check the boxes with some of these later round guys. I've got a 6th rounder, I've got a 5th rounder, and I've got a 7th rounder. I feel like that's how you got to attack these. So I'm very happy getting those 3 here to start this draft.
No doubt about that. I had Cam Curl obviously written down as the highlight of that round.
Get ready.
I think that's a really good pick. I knew it was one you would be on top of because you pulled an excellent move in our expansion draft of swapping him in that allowed us to get Mekhi Becton as our swing tackle and get a young, ascending, very cheap player in Curl at safety. So I knew in the back of my head, when you do a podcast with someone 2 to 3 times a week, you start to learn their tendencies, their strategies, and players there all over. So, okay, you're going to laugh at where I'm going with this, but this is part of the game. Okay. I am going in 2021, round 7.
Fascinating. Well, okay, all right, hold on. Let me pull it up because I kind of want to follow along and maybe want to guess.
It's a deep cut.
You're going 2021, 7th round?
7th round. Think about how hard the 7th rounds are going to be on this show.
Dude, 7th round.
There is one guy that did play a lot last year and was kind of decent. And fans of this team, I think, are going to love him getting a shout out from this 7th round.
Was it Wyatt Hubert? Did he play a lot for the Bengals?
I did not have him written down. But you're on it. You're on the right track.
Okay, who is it? Just tell me.
It's Jonathan Cooper on the Broncos.
Oh, Jonathan Cooper did play a decent amount last year.
Cooper was a little bit of one of my sleepers that year. And I never call a guy coming out of Ohio State coming out a sleeper, but nobody really seemed to care about him, which was weird to me because he played at Ohio State. He was a solid player. He had some tools off the edge, and he played about almost 500 snaps last year. He graded out very well against the run for a 7th round rookie. And he was not a problem. Like, when you have to start a 7th round or play a 7th rounder about 500 snaps, I think you expected to be much worse than what he showed. I thought he was rock solid. So that was a guy that, I'm going to be honest with you, Trevor, I don't know who else I would have taken in that round. I genuinely...
There are some names to like,
yes,
but there's not many solidified starters. If you
yeah, so that was kind of a funny one where I was like, okay, this isn't really going to excite anybody, but I got to get somebody from that round.
I got to do it. Got to make it happen.
Okay, so man, there's a couple of different directions I want to go here right now, and I'm going with the very not fun picks right now. So I'm going to go 2021 again.
Okay.
And I am going to go earlier than I would like to at this point. But I think this guy...
What round?
Round 2. I think this guy will be the best player at his position, if not this year. There are people that will probably argue that he's pretty dang close already, which is unbelievable.
Okay.
I think you'll know this one.
I mean, are you going with Javon Holland?
No, but he's one of 3 names I've written down, and you could make an argument all 3 can get to the top of their position really quickly.
I was gonna say he's got to be up there.
Yeah, it's one reason I wasn't gonna go to this round this early, but I didn't have a player at this position this high.
Creed's in this round.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Creed Humphrey's in this round.
Yeah, I needed a center.
That's a good pick.
Creed's just... If people listening, if you haven't really gotten to, if you have coach's tape and you want to see just a guy play so far above his weight class of what a rookie center should do, Creed was, playing next to Tooney does help, but I don't care. He was so good that I was going to go one of the earlier rounds finally. I've done a 4th, 5th, and 7th round pick. I finally dove into at least day 2 of the draft.
Well, we are. I'm gonna dive into day 1 of the draft with one of my next 2 picks here, but it's not gonna be this first one. For this first one, I'm gonna go 2021. Okay, 6th round. I feel like you know where I'm going. 2021 6th round pick.
Yep. I did. This is what I was guessing for you to open the show with.
It's Trey Smith, the interior offensive lineman from the Kansas City Chiefs. Trey Smith. Again, same thing as Michael Onwenu. For you to get not just starter value, but damn good playoff caliber type of piece, starting offensive line value from a guy in the 6th round is wild. That's one of the first things that I look at when I do kind of these exercises that are a lot of fun. You look at the later rounds, you go, all right, are there premium positions here that have been left, that were diamonds in the rough, that we know can already play in the NFL? There's a couple of offensive linemen, I'll say, in the 2022 draft, the one that we just had, that were later picks that I have my eye on because I like those guys, but they haven't played a snap in the NFL. So you're still projecting that, even if you like those guys. Not really a projection to Trey Smith, who has already shown that he could be a fantastic interior offensive lineman in the NFL. So that's my 6th round pick in 2021. Blacking that out really quick.
I hope you don't. I'm a little nervous about where you're going to go in round 1 right now, because there is. I'm going to go round 1 back to back with you. I'm nervous I'm going to get sniped right now.
Actually, hold on. Let me see. Let me not screw myself here. Let me do myself a favor and not screw myself. Okay, I can get by with this. In the 2021 NFL draft.
Oh boy.
In the 1st round.
Yep, it's happening.
At number 4 overall, the Atlanta Falcons selected Kyle Pitts.
They did,
and I'm going with Kyle.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going with Kyle.
That was a scary call. Okay.
Was there? Look. The first
you can't
round,
go wrong in that round.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong in that round.
You can't go wrong in the round. I mean, when you're comparing, when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel in the 6th, 7th rounds of these drafts, when you look at the first round, you go, oh, I don't even need to strategize here. But I wanted to prioritize Kyle Pitts because when you look at the rest of the tight end group, and I'm curious to see how you're going to attack this, because there's a lot of different options that you could go with after Kyle Pitts. But Kyle Pitts is very clearly in that tier 1. Now, I burn a 1st round pick here with him. So there's a lot of good players in that draft that I can't take. But the rarity of that player at that position means a ton to me here. You can't get it anywhere else. You can't get it in any other round, whether it was 1st round or not. So I'm going Kyle Pitts. I'm gonna get him on the team as my tight end here. No,
it's a good. You're making the positional value argument that makes a ton of sense, right? And I already preed from that draft, so I can't even take Freiermuth. Tight end was one of those things that I knew.
Oh, you can't take Freiermuth.
Can't take Freiermuth. But tight end's one of those things where I'm just willing to
New Jersey's fine.
not
New Jersey's
care about
finest.
it.
Jeremy Rucker, come on down. Hometown kid.
we're looking at serious value for tight end. I still have. There's actually there is one option out there. Make sure I didn't burn from that draft as well.
There's some okay options.
Yeah, I want to write that in before I forget, as I tend to do.
I'm happy. I was sweating to start this draft. I'm actually pretty happy with my first 5 picks here.
So I was gonna go from that round. Now I'm gonna wait because you already took from it. It wouldn't make sense. There is another position besides tight end that I was very afraid of value. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right.
Interesting. Okay.
Let's get back into. So you did end up taking Trey Smith, correct?
Yep. I took Trey Smith and then Kyle Pitts is my next pick.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I X him out. This gets really tough. It's going to be so funny how we end this draft because you know how we're ending the draft, right?
What? What do you mean? How are we going to end the
Okay, I hate to be the spoilers guy, but I just think this is so funny. I'm assuming that we're ending the draft by just picking between Herbert and Burrow. So,
I mean...
because it's so, I don't care. I don't care.
I was wondering if it was going to come down to that. That was my big thing that I was double checking. I already knew this in my mind, but I was triple quadruple checking in my mind that if I took Kyle Pitts, I was still going to be able to take one of.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
Justin Herbert, because I was nervous there because there's so many quarterbacks, right? Because there was no way either of us were taking any quarterback from 2022. We weren't going to leave ourselves in that position. If I was taking Kyle Pitts, that means that every quarterback in 2021 now becomes unavailable to me. So now, yes, I'm either going to have Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert.
Yeah, the thing we were, because even 2021, you look at it and go, yeah, we love that class, but we still can't sit here and stare at everybody with a straight face and say, this guy's going to be great. They all had really bad moments and they all had flashes, but you could look at Burrow and Herbert and you're like... They've all had great moments, consistently
Incredible moments, yes.
Incredible moments. Okay, I'm going to go back to a very not fun...
Hell yeah, baby!
Very not fun 2020 NFL draft pick in round 3. I want to make sure I cross that out so I do not forget. There's a lot of things you need to keep up with during this.
There are.
I'm going to take Jonah Jackson at guard from the Lions.
He's definitely on my list.
Yeah, pretty good round all together. I mean, there's 2020. There's a handful of players that are starting caliber players, but the way he's graded out as a run blocker and what he's been able to provide for the Lions as a value pick and a starter, I felt pretty good about that and just liked him better than pretty much every player in that round in terms of value of what you're getting. There's a couple other guys. I'm excited to see what you do when you get to that draft. But guard is definitely one where you're trying to bargain shop a little bit.
Yeah,
all right.
You definitely are.
All right, so Jonah Jackson, and for those that want a little more info on him, he's played 1,000 snaps each of his first 2 NFL seasons. So a really impressive start for a third rounder. I think he was okay as a rookie, but I thought he took pretty significant strides his second year. For the Lions, that offensive line is an ascending unit and a really, really exciting unit. I think that's what Lions fans are looking forward to being their identity of their team. All right, now I'm going to do something that I didn't expect to do, but just looking at my roster right now, it's just sometimes you get, urges when drafting that right now I'm lacking star talent, man. I don't know what else to say. It's a good team, a good early roster considering I've used not a single first round pick, only 1 second round pick.
Right.
And that was on a center.
Yeah, you're stashing it.
I'm going into 2020.
Okay.
I'm going into round 2, which was a pretty good round overall.
Okay, round two. Star power.
Yeah, star power.
Okay, who you going with?
Star power. I'm taking Jonathan Taylor.
He's
the best running back in football. Obviously him and a healthy Derrick Henry. Looking forward to seeing that this year. But I just look at Taylor and think, I didn't even intend to do this because I want to see how the board would fall. I'm starting to build the classic smash mouth football team right now when you look at where some of my picks have been on the offensive line. And I just need the guy behind it. There's plenty of running backs that you could take on today's show, but there's nobody in the class. Nobody even sniffing the same air as Jonathan Taylor. that's available for today's show. So I'm gonna use a second rounder on him.
Dude, now you can't even take Cole Kmet. So
No, I do not care about tight end. I do not care. I know who I'm taking, but I definitely do not care. This player will not be on the field. I know I said I'll be a smash mouth football team, but still, I do not care about tight end.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to being boring. I gave us the flash with Kyle Pitts there at the tight end spot. I'm gonna round out the bottom 3 picks of the 2021 NFL draft. I'm gonna go to the 7th round. Gonna make sure that I had this name in the correct spot. Yeah, I think we're good here. Yeah. Khyiris Tonga, the defensive tackle from BYU, plays for the Chicago Bears now. I'm going to pick him to play in the center of our defense. Eddie Goldman retires, so Tonga's now got an opportunity to really secure his spot. Big, beefy, strong interior defensive lineman. I think another year for him is going to show that he's got the strength, he's got the body frame, he's got the ability and everything to be one of those kind of run stuffing, big gap clogging, 2-gapping players. So we'll get the beef in there. Again, we're looking. It's a late round draft pick, so you got to pick names that you're okay with, that you're comfortable with. And Khyiris Tonga is somebody who I like pre-draft too. That definitely stood out to me right there. So I'll go with him. So we got 5, 6, and 7 up in the 2021 draft. Man, is there a 7th rounder in 2021 that I like? I like that close out that rank too. Oh, what about 2022? Ooh.
We haven't even touched 2022 yet.
Oh, no, we haven't. Neither
as
of us,
a
right?
show. No.
Neither. We, as a people.
Because we are holding
as a society.
hope for all of those players. So it's so easy to draft and sell it. Yeah. The other 2 drafts, you've seen them play, or they have not played at all. So it's a little bit more pressing.
Man, I don't need to take this player here. You already picked from that round. I was going to go 5th round of the 2020 draft, but you already picked Arnold Mooney, so I already know who my guy's going to be there. Maybe I should pick from 2022. Maybe I should go to the 7th rounder here.
Kick it off.
Let's get
There's a guy I really like. It was one of the most excited I've been for any round. It's round 7, 2022.
Nobody's super standing out to me.
Well,
Kalen Barnes is mega fast.
Yep.
But I already have Nate Hobbs in there, so I'm not going to play him on the outside. All right, it's down to 2 players for me. It's down to Britton Brown, who I like as a running back from UCLA. I really like him.
Okay.
Or Bo Melton, the wide receiver from Rutgers.
I had written him down. That's a good one.
I think Bo Melton's who I have to go with here. I think that's the name that stands out to me the most from this 7th round. So we'll black out the 7th round, and let's get Bo Melton on the squad.
Okay.
Rutgers stand up, baby.
Rutgers stand up, man.
We got a Rutgers draft pick before we got a 1st round draft pick in this exercise. Who would have thought?
Actually, that's not true because you took Kyle Pitts, but still,
that's true. I'm an idiot.
Still, for entertainment purposes,
yeah, we're gonna keep the quote in there.
All right, we haven't gone
to
round 3 of 2021, so I'm gonna do that. As you can tell, everyone, we're kind of just picking rounds to get in front of each other. This one
it's part of the strategy.
It's absolutely part of the strategy. This is someone who played a lot last year. I think had his ups and downs, but I have a need at corner right now. I have all 3 corner spots to fill. Trevor, I think you filled 2 already. No, you filled 1.
I got Hobbs. I got Hobbs.
So I'm going to take Paulson Adebo.
Ooh, he was definitely on my list.
Yeah, it was somebody that I look at. Corner is very tricky in this exercise because
on the list.
It has become a position that a lot of the guys, besides slot corners, I'm talking about starters on the outside, besides slots, the guys that get drafted early are the guys that end up pretty decent in the NFL level. And it's hard to get these value guys later on. So Adebo from round 3, that is a round we had not touched yet. It was round 3, 2021. Also known as the Davis Mills round.
Of course, the world-renowned Davis Mills round. How could we forget?
All right, so, God, we're complete idiots. That's too good. Too good. I'm trying to look at my roster and also make this decision at the same time.
I'm looking at running back right now because you took Taylor and like that was the obvious one.
Yep.
And there are a couple of other running backs I could choose from that are even within that round. There are a lot of running backs that went of that draft there. But I'm like, okay, is there another running back that really stands out? And there's not.
No, there's not. It's why I never thought I would do that pick, but I looked around and I was like, ugh.
No, you're right.
I forgot AJ Dillon went in the second round. So I was like in my head, I was like, AJ Dillon's a fun pick. I'll use him at one point. And then I'm like, wait a minute, no.
Couldn't even take him.
No, you couldn't. No, he's in the second round. So, all right. I believe, am I up again? We got so off the rails.
Yeah, you're up.
Okay.
You're up.
Okay, I'm up again. I am going to, I want to check something real quick.
You're allowed to do that.
Thank you, sir.
What
a guy.
I'm out here scouring the 6th round of the 2022 NFL draft.
So I am going in.
God's here. I'm going to put punt God at linebacker, so I also have a punter. No.
I am going in the 5th round of the 2022 NFL draft.
Oh, so you're all right. Okay, 5th.
So you were close to where I was. I'm taking Darian Kennard for my last interior offensive line spot.
Yeah.
There was one other player I liked in that round, but not a lot, to be honest with you. Not a lot.
He's the big one that stands out. I definitely had him on my list. He is certainly the one to say. Who else do I have on here? I mean, Khalil Shakir's in this round.
John Ridgeway.
Tariq Woolen's in this round. Yeah, I mean, like John Ridgeway is good. If I hope I don't have to pick John Ridgeway.
That's the thing. You don't like. Wait a minute. That's what I said in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I excited about John Ridgeway?
All respect to the vanilla.
Yes, no, he'll be fine. But like, these are starters on our tabs right now, and I was gonna take him like originally. And I'm like, wait a second. What am I doing? There was a time where we thought Kennard would go in the 2nd round. So
I mean,
that time was up until draft day.
Basically, God. Ugh. Do I need to just burn a running back spot on one of these later?
I mean, I already made my pick, so let's talk through this one together. I'm trying to think who you're considering right now.
The 5th round? Are you saying in the 5th round?
No, I'm not. I have no idea where you're looking. You just said you want to talk about it. Oh, you're saying from that 5th round.
Well, I'm just saying I'm looking at 2022 right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to give myself the most flexibility here.
Yeah, the problem is, like, it wasn't a great running back year, and Brees went in the 2nd round. Spiller went in the 3rd. There was somebody you really liked. Why is it slipping my mind? I feel like you liked more than most people. Am I making this up? I might be making this up.
At running back?
Yeah, why am I thinking that you liked somebody?
Kyron.
Oh, yeah.
Who went in the 5th round?
It's a good point. Kyron went really late. I thought interesting.
I could take Kyron.
You could take Kyron, and that saves you from a not so great round. Yes, that was the round I just picked from with Kennard.
I'm looking in the 6th right now.
You're in the 6th, okay.
There's a handful.
There are 2 players in the 6th round that I love. Like, I am always letting you take that round first because I do not care which one I get.
Okay, is one of them Jamari Sawyer?
Of course.
Of course.
Keep in mind that I would now have to play him at tackle, which he did a good job of at Georgia, but he's going to be a guard.
So would I, because I already have my 2 interior offensive linemen.
Wow, we really screwed that one up.
Yeah. Who's
and I know who
I
know who I'm taking in that round.
I like Darian Beavers. He's in this round.
There's actually, I lied. There's not just 2. There's quite a few players that.
I like Amari Barno in this round.
Yep.
Barno had the nuts combine, right?
Yeah, just absolutely bananas.
I have to look this up. This might just make it for me. One gap defensive end versus one gap defensive ends. 6'4", 246. 4'3".
Didn't he run like a 4.4?
Brother, he ran a 4.36.
So stupid. It's so stupid. Because his tape was kind of like whatever, but then you look at the testing, you're like,
I've
what?
ever seen.
Yeah, I'd move him to tight end. And I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
You're going to pick him and play him at tight end?
Not in this exercise, but in real life. He's 6'6", 245, and he runs in the 4.3s.
God, do I just draft him?
He's like what people wanted LeBron to be if he played football.
That's true, too.
4.36. Insane.
Man, I want to pick Darian Beavers. I just like him.
Then take him.
I just loved him as a prospect.
Nobody's going to pull this up a year later and be like, hey, idiots, this is your draft of July.
But Tyler Beatty's also in this. And I like Tyler Beatty.
Yep.
All right, I'll go Darian Beavers.
All right.
Leadership, baby. Experience. Snaps.
Winning
character,
culture.
Lunch pail guy. Brings his hard hat to class. I have no idea if that's true, but I'm going to go Darian Beavers.
All right. I think you have another pick, don't you?
Yeah, I'm back to back, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, let me block this out. Hold on. I really have to draft from the 5th. All right, let's go. Ooh. AJ Terrell. From the first round of the 2020 NFL draft. Because you reminded me that I'm guaranteed to get one of Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert as my last wild card pick of this draft. I'm gonna take that to pick one of the best corners in football in AJ.
Good point. So we can dive into that draft now.
Correct. Because for our last pick, it's just going to be a wild card one, and you're going to be able to pick any player, any round. But it has to be your last pick. It has to be your last pick.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, like essentially for me now, I'm not going to pick quarterback until the end because I also don't care who I get between Burrow and Justin Herbert.
This got really interesting. Okay.
It did.
So I'm gonna go into that round as well.
Okay.
And I think it's we gave it away what the wild cards are gonna be.
There's many good players in this.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Justin
round.
Jefferson as my last wide receiver. I mean,
okay.
I'm a sucker for star skill talent. I mean, you got Kyle Pitts, so I got to have some kind of aerial attack here. So, all right, so that was round 1, 2020. We went back to back. Let's get back into 2020 round 4. Neither of us have touched, which is interesting to me. I want to look into that round. Not great, to be honest. Not the best.
Not the worst.
Not the best. You have...
Not the best.
Actually, there is one player that might solve a huge issue for me right now, which is very funny. I mean, not really. I wouldn't
wanted Darian Kennard, you son of a gun.
I can't believe that's the pick you're mad about.
Well, it's just because like I'm scrolling and it's like, what other offensive tackle am I picking? You know?
Yeah, I know. I know. It's annoying.
Especially since I just picked AJ Terrell, so I can't pick. I can't pick. You know what? I'm not gonna say the name. I'm not gonna say it because I
think I know where I'm going.
Just realized he's in a different draft.
I know where I'm going.
Okay.
For my round 4 2020. That does solve.
Are you going to pick Jalen Mayfield, the only guy to score a 0.0 in PFF history in one game?
No, I already have the interior offensive line set up, and I'm not putting Jalen Mayfield at tackle.
For you? No,
yeah, I could. If we could draft the worst possible teams. No, he did figure it out down the stretch after that, going viral for that.
He did.
I remember a little funny side story was I remember when he had that, then the Jets were playing the Falcons in London. And the Jets D-line had been a little bit of a funk, and I was like, oh, man, this is going to get Quinnen Williams and, like, everybody going. Jalen Mayfield's just going to be, like, dog food for all these guys. And the Jets lost to the Falcons in London. Did nothing. Pass rush did nothing. So that's what I always think of when I think of the classic 0.0. Good times. Anyways.
Great times
okay, so round 4, 2020, I'm finally solving tight end. I am taking Albert Okwuegbunam.
Okay, close
from
enough.
the Denver Broncos.
Give it to you.
It was not terrible, right?
No, it's not bad.
Pro Football Reference just has him as Albert O.
Wow, cowards.
Well, yeah, they do write out the name, but then they put in parentheses for podcasters, Albert O. Albert O caught 2 touchdowns last year.
Yep.
He did catch 33 passes for 330 yards. That's a funny stat line. He is a pretty big dude, that I think is developing as a blocker. So as bad as tight end was looking for me, this wasn't the worst way to go, especially when I looked at that 2020 round 4, Trevor. Good luck out there. Although, I do know one player. I know what you're going to do. I couldn't do it. I already had the position full.
Wait, you know what I'm going to do at what?
Round 4, 2020, I was kind of just taking a crap on it. But there's a good player in there that makes sense for your roster right now.
Round 4, 2020.
Yeah. I still have to make a second pick in a row. But when you get there, I think you'll find him. I think, unless I wrote down... Right? Yeah. You're welcome.
Old Gabe Davis?
Yep, Gabe Davis just sitting there.
Old Gabe Davis. I have him written down. So you didn't.
No, I figured. We talk about him a lot on this show. Like
Gabe Davis is a good football player.
He is good.
I had Gabe Davis.
Bill's offense is fun.
Decently high going into that draft.
Yeah. Was good in college for UCF.
Yep. All right.
Okay. 2022, we have both not touched rounds 1 through 4. So I will dive into there. I am going to take...
The offensive tackle gets so rough.
Oh, brutal. I have that thankfully figured out. That was the only thing that I planned for.
Figured out?
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Well, what happens? What happens if I steal Ike Ekwonu right from under your nose, Connor? What am I going to do then?
Then I'll take Evan Neal.
Wow.
Trust me, it's fail-proof, the plan I have.
What if I bend the rules and then I just take both? What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do?
Then I lose.
Fight me from New York?
I lose the podcast. Oh man. All right. Round 3, 2022. I am taking a fella named Nakobe Dean.
God, it's a good pick.
You love to see that.
God, it's a good pick.
Yeah, you love to see that one. We haven't taken a linebacker on today's show, right? Oh, you took Beavers.
Yeah, I took Darian. Beavers. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
I did do that.
All right, you're up.
Don't tell me how to live my life. I'm going to go Charles Cross. From the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft, I'm going to go with Charles Cross.
Over Icky and Neal.
Yeah, I mean,
You didn't take either of them after threatening to take both of them.
Right. I mean, look, I've got to stay true to my rankings. I had Charles Cross as OT1. So, like, it's if I have my pick of all those guys, I've got to pick Charles Cross. Love the ability that he has in pass protection. I thought he just looked so calm, so in control, so poised, so technically sound for an offense that just passed the ball so much that coming into the NFL, it makes so much sense to pick and prioritize the guy who already has a really good understanding of pass blocking. So I'll go Charles Cross right there. Okay, I have my eyes on another player to round out the offensive line. Looking up a PFF grade. Hold on, stick with me. Okay, I'm gonna go Sam Cosmi.
Okay.
From the second round of 2021. I didn't pick either of those yet, right? No way.
I don't think so.
2021. Second round. Okay, I'm black that out there. And then the first round of the 2022 draft. So bookend tackles. I've got Charles Cross, Sam Cosmi. I can live with this. I was panicking for a second there.
It sounded like it.
I didn't know where I was gonna go. I was looking at Brady Christensen, and Matt Rule was sitting here in the back of my head like, he's got short arms. And so I just didn't know what I was going to do for a second. And I'm okay with this. We managed Sam Cosmi, Charles Cross to go along with Michael Onwenu and Trey Smith.
You got through it, and that's all that matters.
We made it through.
All right, so we have not gone into round 4 of 2022. I will gladly do that because you drafted Kiris Tonga at D-tackle. I don't have a D-tackle, so I'm going to get some beef here and take Neil Farrell Jr.
Ooh, that is
who went to that round was actually, we say this now because these guys haven't played, and things will not go as we hope because that's life.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously the Perrin Winfrey was in that round, I'm going with more of a space eater instead, and Neil Farrell Jr., who went to the Raiders, which I think is a really nice fit. So that is round 4, 2022. I think the only round, Trevor, that neither of us have touched is round 2 in 2022.
This is true. Yep. Other than that, true. Yeah, we are. We've done a good job, because this is where all bets are off, if you will. Yep. Once both of us have touched all of the rounds, one way or the other, it's free reign. We're basically picking whoever we want at that point.
Exactly. So
are you doing it? Are you taking somebody from second?
I'm gonna go there. Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Go there. Yeah,
we're going there. All right, round 2, 2022 draft. You all should be very familiar with if you listen to this podcast. Man, I was torn between two guys, but I'm going to take Arnold Ebiketie here.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I mean, I need pass rush help because I went super value on that with Jonathan Cooper, a round 7 player. So I'm going to go with Arnold Ebiketie, who went to the Falcons. Now I have both my edge players, and he's somebody that I think is going to do a lot of damage in the NFL. I'm excited to watch him. The Falcons need pass rush help badly. I'm excited to see what him and D'Angelo Malone could do together.
All right. So now that we're just kind of checking boxes.
Yeah.
Third round of the 2022 NFL draft, I'll go with a fan favorite of mine. I'm going to pick Dylan Parham, the interior offensive lineman from Memphis, what pick did he go officially? Dylan Parham he's a little bit later. Went to the Raiders, picked 90. 90 is where he went. They have him listed as a guard, but he has played. I got to talk with him a little bit at the Senior Bowl. He has played every single position on the offensive line. He's played guard, he's played center, and something I love about him is he told me he was a tight end coming into college, going to Memphis. I love when former tight ends throw on some weight, get on the Little Caesars hot and ready diet, and just play on the offensive line. You've got natural athleticism. You've got a good understanding of spacing. You've already played a position that's kind of asked you to be further down the field away from the trenches. You have a much better holistic understanding, I think, of what you're supposed to do in relation to what's going on around you. And I think Dylan Parham's a really smart, great offensive lineman. So a little bit of a risk here, picking a player who has not played a snap yet, but I've got faith in him. I think that he'll hold up pretty well. So I'll go Dylan Parham on the interior offensive line. The other player that I was thinking of was Quinn Miners. That would have been
round 3
of 2021. I still have that open. I could have gone with that, but yeah, I'm okay with this. I like Parham there. All right. What else do I want to go with here? Let's see my team. Right now we've got no running back, one wide receiver, and it's Bo Melton. We got the offensive line figured out, though.
Yeah, we're you can get value there.
Building the passing attacker on Bo Melton. Offensive line is very solid. Pass rushers. All right, second round of 2020. We got any pass rushers? We got anybody standing out? Who we got here? Ooh. I'm looking at 2020 second round, and there's two guys that are really standing out to me. Trayvon Diggs and Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yep.
I have the ability to fill both of those spots there. Is there another safety? Where was Javon Holland drafted? Second round of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I've already taken a player
used that
from there.
spot, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've got to go with Antoine Winfield Jr. unless there's a safety second round of 2022 that I like. Jaquan Brisker, but he's not Antoine Winfield Jr., man.
It's tough.
I got to go with Antoine Winfield Jr. He's yeah, I'm going with Antoine Winfield Jr. Buccaneer, great. Him next to Cam Curl. I just think the value is too good there for him. There's not another real heavy impact safety that I think I would rather go with. So we'll go with Antoine Winfield Jr.
All right, 2022 round 6. We talked about Jamari Salyer being a guy we really liked in that round earlier, but we both addressed interior offensive line. I'm going to take Malcolm Rodriguez in this spot.
Okay, so that was the guy that you were thinking of.
Yep. So I have two rookie linebackers, Nakobe Dean, Malcolm Rodriguez. I thought Dean was a first-round player. I thought Rodriguez was a fringe second-round player, so I value these guys obviously a lot differently than the league, and I'm happy to get both of them for the middle of the field. I'll keep this next one real simple. 2021 round 1.
Okay. Who we going with? Who we going with?
What a round it was.
Truly.
Right? Yeah, this is pretty special stuff here. You took Kyle Pitts. Obviously, this is a round filled with the likes of Jamar Chase, Micah Parsons, players like that. I'm going to take Rashawn Slater. This was part of my tackle strategy.
Solid.
Yeah, I think it's hard to get a player like him at that spot.
Yep.
So I was pretty excited.
Your offensive line's good.
That's how I built this one. So Rashawn Slater, 2021 round 1 pick. The guy doesn't really need much analysis. Everybody knows.
And you're gonna get Icky, right?
That would be correct, my friend.
Yeah. So that offensive line: Slater, Icky, Jonah Jackson, Creed Humphrey, Darian Kennard. That's a really good offensive line. Yeah. You might have me beat on offensive line, which I did not.
Well, I invested all my priority.
Well, I had my guys filled out before you did.
That's true. I mean, yours is really good. You have Onwenu. You have Trey Smith was the best 6th round value we've seen in a while. I'm with you. I think Parham's going to be a real nice player. Oh, and you have Charles Cross.
Yep. All right, so the 5th round, you went with Darnell Mooney. The other player in the 5th round of, I forgot to say what year it was. Bad podcasting. 2020. So you went with Darnell Mooney. And when you picked Mooney, that meant that there was really only one other player that I was going to go with here, and that was Travis Gibson, the pass rusher from Tulsa who plays for the Chicago Bears.
London Dynasty member.
A member of the London Dynasty, least we forget, which we could never. So I'll go Travis Gibson that I'll put there, and then that is the 5th round of 2021 that I have crossed out. Might as well go with Gabe Davis, right? There's nobody else.
We know it's coming, right?
That I'm picking out in this round. This is as good as Gabe Davis. You got Alberto. Nah, Gabe Davis is the man. So we'll go with Gabe Davis. That's the 4th round of the 2020 draft for me. So I'm blocking that off as well. Bo Melton and Gabe Davis. Just go deep, baby. That's all it is. I better somehow get Justin Herbert, or Burrow's going to have to basically stretch his arm strength every throw to get the ball.
Yeah.
To Gabe Davis and Bo Melton.
Vertical only. 4 verts.
What was Bo Melton's 40? Was it good?
Yeah. I think he ran 4.39.
He ran a 4.34. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he could fly.
Just get him the ball, Burrow.
Bo's a good player. Rutgers had their problems on offense, as we know. Bo's a really good player.
He was definitely a shining star in that group, for sure.
Was that both your picks?
Yep. It was Travis Gibson and Gabe Davis.
I got to get a safety here. This is good value. 2020. Any safety would help. 2020 NFL Draft, round 6. This is where you took Michael Onwenu.
Mm-hmm.
I am taking Super Bowl champion Jordan Fuller to play a safety spot.
That's a really good pick.
Yeah, he's been, a guy that quietly.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed him. I missed on him.
Yeah, but you took a great player in that round.
I did, but I missed on Jordan Fuller. He was not on my list. He should have been on my list.
Yeah, over 1,000 snaps last year. Really effective run defender and tackler. Super Bowl champion, and still only 24 years old. So Jordan Fuller, I finally get a safety. That second spot's not going to be easy to fill out. So that was round 6 from 2020. We are hammering away at 2020. 2020 is almost done. I want to see what my options were at round 7. I'm going to revisit that. I think I have an idea, but it's not really overly exciting. Okay. I might as well get the Icky pick out of the way here. It's between Icky and Evan Neal. I wrote Hutch down as well as an option there, but I went a different route with Edge. So 2022, round 1, my pick is going to be Icky Ekwonu to play an offensive tackle across from Rashawn Slater. Pretty good tackle group.
Indeed. I'm looking at the 3rd round of, man, you taking Paulson Adebo from me.
That was a strategy pick. I don't love Adebo, the player, but it was a strategy pick.
That was definitely it. I mean, that was a strong strategy pick. Oh, Aleem McNeil is here.
There you go.
Yeah, I could go with a little
I still need another D tackle.
Slim McNeil. Nico Collins ain't bad, but man, I want my wide receiver room to be better than that. We'll go. All right, so 2021, 3rd round. I'll go Aleem McNeil. 2021 third round. We'll black this out. Aleem McNeil playing next to Kyrie Tonga. We just got beef, baby. Like, it's just, there's no other way around it. It's just straight beef. Oh, there's some nice pass rushers that we have in round 3 of 2020.
Yes.
I'm basically sitting here deciding between John Grenard and Alex Highsmith.
Not bad. I forgot about Highsmith, admittedly.
Yeah, he's your guy. What do you mean?
I know. Who did I take? That was round 3, 2020.
Yeah. Who'd you take instead?
Let's take a gander. Probably somebody awesome.
I'm looking at the if you do say so yourself. I think I got to go with John Grenard.
I think I took Jonah Jackson.
You did.
Yeah, I liked his value at guard.
I'm gonna go John Grenard here over Alex Highsmith. 8 sacks last year, almost an elite pass rush PFF grade, and of course, least you forget, Gator grade. So
cannot forget that.
Yeah. So John Grenard, Travis Gibson, Kyrie Tonga, Aleem McNeil. Young guys, I think, on the ascension. I'm okay with this. I like getting Gibson and Grenard. I'm pretty happy with that as some non top 50 pass rushers, which we don't see a lot of those guys really get to stand out in the NFL. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm good with it.
This is gonna get real messy here.
Is it?
I mean,
we're gonna start. We are to the point where you've got to start square peg in a round hole, right? With just positions that you have left and then rounds that you have left. So this is definitely going to be very interesting.
I've known one pick for a long time. Round 7, 2022, I am taking Monteric Brown, the corner from Arkansas.
Okay.
So I really liked him a lot.
Nice.
I graded him much higher than a 7th round pick. And he has ball skills. He can play on the outside. So he was somebody I knew I was going to start at corner. Him and Adebo were strategy picks that I really like those players in those rounds. This is where it gets really tricky, Trevor. Besides the obvious quarterback situation, I need another D tackle. It's going to be bad. Let's just call it what it is. I need another corner, which is fine. And I need a safety, which is going to be not so good. I have the 7th round from 2020 available, which I could take Dane Jackson from the Bills, which would be fine.
Yeah,
that's fine if that's one of the routes I have to go a corner. I have no problem with that. Because think about where we are. I also have round 5 from 2021, which I have currently just been looking up and down over and over, waiting for a player to appear,
somebody to stand out.
Well, I really like Michael Carter on the Jets, but I'm not going to play him at safety if I take Dane Jackson. I think I like Michael Carter better than Dane Jackson. So that's somebody speak to me. And then I just did round 7 from 2022. So I have round 6 from 2021 as well. Oh, man. I'm literally just looking for a player. I'm looking for a player to appear. And there are fine players in this draft, but not where I need them, is what I would say.
Right.
Is the overall point, is where there's a huge problem right here. So I'm going to take the player that I like the best, and that's Michael Carter, 5th round pick 2021. And then I'm going to pass the torch to you before my final 2 picks. So Michael Carter is my slot corner. With the way things are going, he did play safety in college. He might be going back there if I can't find someone real soon.
Okay.
This is great.
2nd round of 2022, I'm going to finish out my cornerback group with Kyler Gordon. So that means my corners are AJ Terrell, Kyler Gordon, Nate Hobbs, and then my safeties are Cam Curl and Antoine Winfield Jr. I have a way better secondary than I thought I was going to get out with this group. And then from the 4th round of that draft, my guy, you know him, you love him, Dameon Pierce, Florida Gator.
Yep.
I decided to go with him over, well, actually, is there somebody in the 4th round that I need to pick here? Is there like a linebacker, a steal? Is there? Oh, Brandon Smith this year, but I didn't love Brandon Smith. Kobe Bryant, but I don't need him. Don't need defensive line. The only other pick that I would need is a linebacker at that point. Nah, I'm good with it. Give me Dameon Pierce. Give me Dameon Pierce in the 4th round. 5th and 4th round. We're good. We are good to go. So Dameon Pierce was my pick there, and then the one before him was Kyler Gordon. So I got my 2nd rounder and my 4th rounder. Woo! We're bottom of the barrel now, boys.
Yeah, this is not good. There's no way around it. Not good. Was that both your picks?
Yeah, it was. I think I messed up here because I have 3.
Yeah, but I've been staring at the sheet and I'm like, why do you have so many picks available? I think you forgot to slot something at some point.
Did, but
which is problematic.
Whom?
You're going to have to figure that out at some point.
Oh, no.
2021 round 6.
All right, 5th round of 2020. Did I pick anybody from here? Travis Gibson. Okay, there we go. I just didn't black that one out. There we go. That's it. Now we're good.
That was absolutely it.
Right? Now we're good.
Yep.
Because I have linebacker left and I have 1 wide receiver spot left. And then we're obviously going to pick quarterbacks at the end.
Man.
Give me a diamond in the rough wide receiver, baby. Show them to me.
That's possible, though.
Yeah, no, we could.
I mean, you've done that. Man, it's funny the players you start looking up to see how much they've played. I'm like, how much did Jacoby Stevens play last year? 44 snaps.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that, guys. I really appreciate it. It's a big help. Thank you so much. Oh, my God.
Dude, I don't even. Oh, I did it. I did it, fellas. I did it. We did it. We're out here. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
You found it.
I found a singular good player. Yes. From one of the rounds that I need. Can I get a okay? And now I got a wide receiver. We're good.
Well, I am gonna do what I threatened to do. I am moving.
Thanks,
Michael
Bane.
Carter. Michael Carter's going back to safety, and Dane Jackson is playing corner for me because I need a round 7 pick from 2020. Trying to build a good team. Trying to loophole the exercise as we always do on this show. And now I need a player from, this is hilarious. I need a player from the 2021 NFL draft from round 6 that has to play defensive tackle.
Wait, well, okay, what round is this?
Round 6. There was a lot of D tackles drafted
21
in that round.
Round 6.
I know Bohanna was not very good for the Cowboys last year.
Marlon Tuipulotu, all right.
That's who I was gonna say. You have him. Yep. Jalen
Twyman, baby.
Who could forget him?
Couldn't be me.
This is very funny right now.
It's also an elite name Buffalo Bills cornerback Rashad Wildgoose.
Yep, who's just been on the Jets practice squad, I think, for a year.
Oh, nice.
Now
you have long snapper from Alabama, Thomas Fletcher. You could throw some beef on him and put him at D tackle.
Dude, I might be playing Quincy Roche.
There was a long snapper named Cameron Cheeseman. This is a fake name. Somebody edited this.
There's a lot of fake. There's a lot of fake names on here.
This is a fake name. Yeah, you're kind of screwed here.
No, I think I found. Oh my God, I did it. I found my defensive tackle.
Who'd you get?
He played a lot last year.
Who? What?
Tell me what you know about 6th round 2021 pick Roy Lopez on the Houston Texans, who played 502 snaps last year.
Wow.
What do you know about Roy Lopez? What do you know about Roy Lopez?
What's the PFF grade?
A 55.7.
Look, it's not
bad.
It's not unplayably bad.
Dude, and think about how bad that team was. So he was on a horrible team, which is probably why he played a lot. But I don't care. I cannot believe, I'm so happy. Roy Lopez, come on down.
Okay.
I did it. I found the 6th round pick from 2021 that is not a traffic cone.
Congratulations.
I'm getting a Roy Lopez Texans jersey. The alternates they just released.
Roy Lopez finishes with a PFF grade above 60. 60. Okay, I was gonna say
you guys are hard graders.
But you all right, if he finishes with a
he's
PFF
not verified on Twitter. It's actually, oh my God. Verify Roy Lopez. This guy rocks.
Hashtag, please. I need the sex addicts to get in on this. Mobilize. Okay.
Yes. Mobilize.
Hashtag get Roy Lopez verified on Twitter. If he finishes with a PFF grade above 60, Connor might have to buy a Roy Lopez jersey.
If the sex addicts get Roy Lopez verified, I will get a
Roy Lopez tattoo across your entire back.
Dude,
it's just him holding the point of attack with two offensive linemen right in front of him, and he's just peering into the backfield. That's
great player aesthetic. He's got every finger double taped.
No way.
He's got a sleeve. I think it's tribal.
Way.
He's got long hair. And he wears number 91, which is pretty good for a 6th round D tackle.
Number.
This guy's awesome.
What a find.
I can't believe it.
What a find. Well, I'm going to anticlimactically end this one. I have the 2021 4th round available in a linebacker spot. Derek Barnes, the linebacker from Purdue, who now plays with the Detroit Lions, who I absolutely loved in the pre-draft process. So getting him on the squad, very happy with that. And then the last spot's a wide receiver spot. The 2022 NFL draft, the 5th round, we've got Khalil Shakir. So I'm going to put Khalil Shakir, one of my favorite guys in that class. I was going to say, that
was one of your guys.
Yeah, as well. This is quite the cast of characters here.
It's incredible.
I just went back to back. So technically you now have the first wild card selection. So you can basically pick any quarterback because neither of us have picked a quarterback. Essentially, actually, I don't want to rule it out. If you want to pick a 2021 quarterback, you can go ahead and do that. But
sure, I could.
Who are you taking? Who are you taking here?
Well, I'm looking at my roster.
Any round available.
I'm going to take Justin Herbert.
Okay.
And I know I've said before that I would put Burrow ahead of him right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think I'm looking at my roster, though. I like Herbert's vertical talent for Mooney. That's what it came down to.
Sure.
And I really like Herbert's mobility as well. Just for this roster, yeah, I'm going with Herbert. So this is hilarious because you read it and it's like, superstar, functional player. Who the hell is that? Superstar, functional player.
My team.
I cannot wait for Roy Lopez to be verified.
Dude, I can't as well. My team, I got Joe Burrow at quarterback, Dameon Pierce at running back, Khalil Shakir, Gabe Davis, Bo Melton, the wide receiver. I got Kyle Pitts at tight end. Please, when you guys judge these teams, all I'm asking is that you don't gloss over the fact that I have Kyle Pitts and Connor has Albert freaking Ogbunam, okay? Like, do not just go, oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Since when are you an Albert O hater?
I'm not an Albert O hater. I'm just trying to defend myself because I prioritized the Kyle Pitts selection, and I did so smartly. Offensive tackles, I've got Charles Cross. I've got Sam Cosmi. Interior offensive line, we got proven Mike Onwenu. We've got proven Trey Smith. And we've got the versatile former tight end playing center, Dylan Parham. On defense, we got the youngsters that are coming up. John Grenard, Travis Gibson played edge, Kyrie Tonga, and Aleem McNeil on the interior. Derek Barnes, Darian Beavers, the absolute leadership in the middle of that defense. You love to see it. Secondary, this is where our bread and butter is. A.J. Terrell, Kyler Gordon, Nate Hobbs, Cam Curl, and Antoine Winfield Jr. That's the squad.
I just want to make it clear on this podcast, this is a pro football focused podcast, so what matters most is the grades. And Albert O's rookie season grade was an 83.2. Kyle Pitts was an 80.3. I just want to make that clear before I read my roster. All right, quarterback Justin Herbert, running back Jonathan Taylor. Those guys are pretty good players. Wide receivers Darnell Mooney, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and a fella named Justin Jefferson. Tight end, the illustrious Albert O. Offensive tackles, Rashawn Slater and Ike Ekwonu. Interior offensive line, Jonah Jackson and Darren Kennard at guard. Creed Humphrey at center. Defensive line, we are looking like an expansion team on defense at times. Jonathan Cooper and Arnold Ebiketie screaming off the edge.
Your defense.
Screaming off the edge. The beef in the middle, Neil Farrell Jr. and Roy Lopez. Linebackers, Nakobe Dean and Malcolm Rodriguez. Corners, Paulson Adebo, Monteric Brown, Dane Jackson. Safeties, Jordan Fuller and Michael Carter. We're going to score a lot of points.
What an exercise, baby. All right, you guys know what to do. You got to tell us whose squad would win, whose team that you would rather have. That was a lot of fun, buddy. I know that we were sweating. I probably got pit stains underneath where the camera
I
is,
always do in here.
Yeah, we're just absolutely. I've got the fan on behind me, but I'm still just sweating my ass off in this exercise, trying to not look like an idiot. But we did it. We made it through. That was a lot of fun.
It was not easy, and I prepared for this. Like, if everything, the walls cave in, what am I going to do? And I still didn't have solutions for multiple things. But Roy Lopez saved the day.
Yep.
You know, I feel good about the offense. This is fun. This was really fun. It got so fun at the end.
Yeah, of course, because
the beginning was like, okay, I feel good about this. The last 3 picks, I was like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do?
Hey, but you know what? Without this exercise, we would have never found Roy Lopez. Hashtag get Roy Lopez verified.
Get him verified.
That is the
Go
creed
follow him
of this podcast from this point on.
Yeah, he's at Roy Lopez _. He's not verified.
We got to get the underscore off of that for our guys.
Yeah, he's just got to.
Somebody at Twitter contact us. Help out Roy Lopez. Get the underscore off there.
He posted a picture and he has a cutoff on, and it just says "badass Mexican." He's jacked, really jacked.
That was never in question. Of all of the things that we were questioning, that part was never going to be in question.
Yeah, he's awesome. So
what an exercise.
This is fun, man. I mean, it goes to show you really do deep dive and find a player from every single round, no matter what, that you didn't realize. I'll be the first to say it. You don't realize they're starting in the NFL for somebody. So, at all seriousness, this is why we do this. We do it to have fun, laughs, see whose roster would square up against whose. But at the end of the day, like, the informational aspect of this is truly fascinating. It was, honestly.
That's why these exercises are a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had fun listening to us sweat through the microphones, selecting these two teams. Again, let us know whose team you think was better, who did a better job drafting, whose team would win on the field. Those questions or those answers could be different. So let us know. Appreciate you guys listening. Next time you hear our voices, it's going to be Thursday edition of the podcast, which means summer scouting is back. We're going over the edge rushing position, only a handful more positions that we have until at the end of this exercise. We're going to release our show's top 50, preseason top 50 as we're going into the season, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to give you the very first 2023 mock draft from this show, which I'm looking forward to as well. But we got a lot of positions that we got to get to through summer scouting before now and then. I am Trevor. That's Connor. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been the NFL Stock Exchange Podcast.